Players Chat here on YouTube and Instacator. I want to make this as interactive as possible, so leave your messages on Instacator or say hey on Instacator and also on YouTube, and I will give you a shout out. And hopefully you are seeing me right now. If you can see me, say hey, because I'm not sure if you can. Let's see. Hold on, I think we're getting ready to go here. Yeah, there we are. All right, so I want to shout out to Jennifer and Ashley and Passenger who are on Instacator, and also Eva James on YouTube. And Eva watches a lot of my Pretty Little Liars videos and always has really cool theories and comments. So thank you, Eva. So tonight we are talking about episode 16, which was Over a Barrel. And I think that season 5 has been really amazing because if you guys are super fans like me, you know that some of the seasons of this show have been a little bit slow, but there's been like so much action and drama and awesome stuff in this season that like every episode has kept me captivated. So the biggest question about last night's episode was what's in that barrel, and I was actually trending on Twitter last night, and everyone's wondering, like, is Mona in that barrel? So leave me a comment right now. Let me know if you think that her body is in there, and do you think she is pickled or dissolved? And that sounds crazy, but if you watched last night's episode, then you know what I mean. And Ashley says she can see me, so hey Ashley, and hey Passenger on Instacator. All right, so we started out this episode, and Hannah admits that she's kind of having weird thoughts about Holbrook now because, you know, Hannah's been kind of shady like in this entire season, and she was defending Holbrook in last week's episode, and we all know she kissed Holbrook, and Holbrook is creepy, and he's hooked up with Allie before, and I totally don't trust him. Do you guys trust him? Let me know in the comments. Okay, so I see that Passenger is all kinds of different people. So if you are, if you haven't logged on to Instacator, just like tell me what your name is in the comment, like if you don't have an ID, so I can give you a hello. And I see that Emily is there and Sammy. Yeah, Sammy says pickled, ooh. Yeah, I mean, it's totally gross. I mean, it's going to be gross if Mona's body is in the barrel and it has been pickled to like preserve her, or if she has been like dissolved with acid, that's going to be completely nasty. But the thing is, some people think that Mona is still alive, or maybe Mona has a twin. Do any of you guys think that? I mean, some people are actually telling me like on my PLL videos on YouTube that they think that Mona has been like the mastermind of her own death, because if you remember, she was like taking her blood in the shows last summer, the first half of season 5, and she passed out like in the choir room. So she was kind of up to something. I'm not sure really what she was up to. They never really explain that. Sammy says that pickles are yum sometimes, and yeah, they are. I like pickles, but I do not like pickled people, so that's pretty nasty. Ashley thinks that Mona has been dissolved. Let's see if anyone's saying anything on YouTube. Yeah, Eva is also saying that she thinks that Mona has been dissolved. That's what I'm gonna go with. Like, I think that her body is dissolved. Maybe it's to the point that you can't even tell it's a body, because maybe some of you guys are right. Maybe Mona is still alive. Maybe it's like a pig's body or something. I don't know. I mean, what do you guys think? I really, really, really thought that Mona was dead because we saw what looked like her body in the trunk of that car this summer in the season finale, the mid-season finale, I guess. But I don't know now, because some of you have such convincing theories that Mona is alive that I'm starting to kind of buy into that. Olivia says Mona is totally dead. Yes, Olivia, I really agreed with you until I've been reading some of your theories lately, like on my YouTube videos, where people are just convinced that she was trying to take her own blood to like fake her death. And then we saw all those bloody clothes in last night's episode. So maybe it's an animal's blood. I don't know. I mean, it's so hard to ever know what's going on in PLL, because it's always a mystery, and that's what I love about it, because it's so difficult to figure out. Someone is saying that Mona was their fave. Mona kind of drove me crazy, to be honest, most of the time, but she was an excellent character. Like, I think Janelle Parrish did a great job playing Mona, because she was so complex, and she was totally crazy, and she was smart and conniving, and I miss her. And they said that we would have a lot of flashbacks about her, but I really don't think we've had enough. What do you guys think? Do you think we've had enough flashback scenes with Mona? I mean, the Christmas episode and the flashback there was really, really cool. Olivia is saying that DNA can solve that problem. So yes, I think that whatever is in the barrel that we'll eventually find out, like, is this Mona or is this an animal or is this somebody else? Like, I think that we will definitely find that out. So let's go back to last night's episode. I was talking about Hannah saying that now she kind of suspects Holbrook. So now all of the girls are thinking that Holbrook and Allie are in on the Mona murder and that they, like, Allie killed her and Holbrook is helping to cover it up. And honestly, if you watch my videos on YouTube, then you know that I totally do not think Allie is guilty of Mona's murder at all. And I also don't think that Holbrook is trying to cover it up. I mean, I think Holbrook is really shady, but I really think that Holbrook and Allie are being framed by the real A people here. What do you guys think about that? I think that they're totally being set up. And if, you know, I just think that it's too easy. Like when they tell you like so-and-so is this and so-and-so is that, because they've been trying so hard to let us know or make us think that Allie is bad this season, then it's like the total opposite is going on. So Eva is telling me over on YouTube that Marlene King says that Mona is dead, which I wouldn't believe that, but Marlene King also said that Ezra was for sure A. And ever since she said that, I can't get over that and I can't trust her because we know that Ezra isn't A, or at least I don't think he's A, but I don't know. I think I will go with my original theory that Mona is actually dead. But if you have a good theory for why you think she's alive, let's, you know, mention it here on Instigator or on YouTube and we'll talk about it. Yes, Diana wants to know if we can talk about how Allie must have a twin. I don't want to give like any spoiler alerts if you haven't read the PLL book series, but I think most of you by now know that in the series of books, Allie had an evil twin who ended up being A, and I haven't read the books, but I think that's how it goes. One of them was A because one of them was crazy. So yes, do I think they're going to have a twin theory? Most definitely. I think they're going to have the twin theory in the show. But I really hope they don't go with the books, even though Marlene has always said like she's not going to go with the books. I don't, like I said, I don't trust what she says. So I just hope they're more imaginative than that. I think there has to be something going on with Hannah and twins, because how many times has Hannah been mistaken for Allie? A few. And also like Hannah's mom had those flashbacks about twins, like in the Halloween episode. So they keep like trying to tell us something about a twin theory and they are connecting Hannah to it. So I'm trying to figure out how that works. How do you think Hannah is involved? A lot of people have been commenting on my videos that saying that Hannah is A. They think Hannah is A, which I think it would be totally awesome if one of the girls ends up being A. It'd be much better than Allie being A or Allie's twin being A. What do you think? Leave me your A theories. Let me know who you think is A. What do you think about Hannah? I will mention those if you leave me some comments. Okay, so last night's episode, also the girls think that Holbrook planted that bloody knife for Toby to find. Absolutely not. I don't believe that. I think that somebody did. I think that A did. I think a lot of the things that they feel like they're uncovering and they're investigating in this season are just total setups from A, and they're not really uncovering anything, like the Mona text, which we will get to in just a little bit. Someone is commenting on Instigator that they have a feeling that Hannah might be A. We've seen her mother see a ghost, and Hannah is the only one who sees the twins. Yes, Hannah, there has to be more to Hannah than maybe the other girls. So I definitely think something is up with that. I just haven't connected all the dots. They're giving us like little puzzle pieces, but we don't have all the pieces. All right, another person is saying that Aria is A. And if you want to tell me who you are when you're leaving these theories, then I will shout out your name. You just give me a first name. And Ashley is saying that Aria is A. For a long time, I thought that Aria and Ezra were working together and were like the ultimate A team. I still think Ezra is so mega shady. I had an awesome theory left on my video from last week that someone thinks that Ezra is actually a private investigator. That's why he had all the money in the drawer a couple of seasons ago. And there was more to her theory, but it really made me think, and maybe that's what it is. Like the whole book thing they think is an alibi. It's really because he's investigating. That's why he has a lair and the videos and video cameras everywhere. Another theory here is that Allison does have a psycho twin who's trying to make things bad for Allie and her friends because she's been locked away. And I think that kind of goes along with what happened in the books. Correct me if I'm wrong. So, yeah. I mean, honestly, that's where I feel like the show's going to go. I feel like they're pretty much going to follow the books, and she's going to be the one with the twin. And I think the Allie that we're seeing now is a nice person, and she was just, I mean, her mom was crazy, and I think her mom made her crazy. And you have to go back to the Christmas episode when her mom was hiding like a second gift, like the exact same gift. So there's a twin somewhere because it looked like she was giving the same gift to two girls who were the same size. So it's either some connection to Hannah or she does have the twin, kind of like in the books. All right, so there was a lot of emphasis last night on the shirt that Emily had on, and I think it was something that Paige gave her, or it was a shirt that used to belong to Paige, but so many people mentioned it that I felt like it must have a deeper meaning than just being Paige's shirt and she misses Paige. So what do you guys think about that? Because Talia mentioned it, Hannah mentioned it, I feel like one other person mentioned it. So that was played out over and over and over. And A is really harassing, someone is really harassing Aria in these few episodes that we've had this winter. The whole receipt thing with the message from A and the letter that she wrote to Jackie. I mean, that's just coming back to haunt her. And I really feel like someone is sabotaging her and not allowing her to get into these colleges. And at first I thought she was kind of being paranoid because you know how Aria kind of has like anxiety and she kind of freaks out, and I thought she was kind of exaggerating everything, but now it really seems like someone is blocking her from getting into school. So what are your thoughts about that? Do you think that A is just sabotaging her, and why is A picking on her? What is up with that? Okay, so Olivia is asking me if Allie has a twin, Olivia Cause, who I've also talked to on YouTube. If Allie has a twin, which one do you think is in jail? I think the nice Allie is in jail. I think the Allie we've been seeing this season is the nice Allie, the good Allie, the non-crazy Allie. I think maybe the crazy twin is the one who's like doing all this A stuff or is one of the main players. But I always have thought that there is an A team. I don't think, even if they go with, hey, Big A is Allie's twin, I think that there's a group. And I really, really think that somebody's parent is involved in this because there's just so much stuff that goes on with the buying of alcohol and just the stuff that happens with the police department. I don't feel like someone who is in high school or someone who's 18 or 16 or 17 is doing all this. I got another comment here from Izzy. Hey, Izzy, how are you? Thanks for joining us tonight. She's saying that she actually considered that Aria is A in a previous episode because of how easily she gave up Mona's laptop. Perhaps it's on purpose. Yeah, that whole scene where she was like, I guess they were in the brew when it was under construction, and even the whole scene about having Mike's phone and all of that seemed really fake to me. And she immediately was like, oh yeah, it's Allie who's doing this, which we know it isn't. So that definitely seemed really fake. I don't know. She's always been shady. Vladimir, hey, what's up? Vladimir is on YouTube, and I feel like she is being messed with so people don't think she is A. Are you talking about, who are you talking about? Let me know who you're talking about here. Eva on YouTube is saying that I think Toby's mom isn't his mom. Yeah, there's definitely stuff going on there with Toby's mom, who they said killed herself, but probably not. I think she was probably pushed. And, oh, you think that Ashley is his mom, but his mom adopted him. That's what Eva is saying. Yes, that is interesting. I've never thought about that before. Mrs. Marin definitely has a ton of secrets, and the whole thing with Jason was crazy, but like, who has she not hooked up with? It's a little ridiculous. And the fact that Pastor Ted is such a good guy, I really don't think that Ashley deserves him, to be honest. He'll probably end up leaving her, though. Emily says that I think both Allies are a little bit crazy. Yeah, and that's kind of what I've always said, because I think that Mrs. D was so nuts, and for whatever reason that she made, probably if she has two girls, if she has twins, she made them crazy. I really feel like she's to blame, especially for like the Allie that I guess we've seen the same one. I don't even know. We may have seen two different Allies through the whole show and we don't realize it. But I thought it was interesting in last night's episode because Allie was not in the episode. Let's see some of my notes from last night. Well, it was interesting, very interesting to see Pastor Ted back in the episode. And like I just said, I think he's such a nice guy. And I feel so bad for him. And it seems like Ashley's going to come clean and tell him about Jason. So let me know what you guys think that he's going to do, because I think that he's going to break off the engagement, which actually she didn't accept. So I think he's just going to want to break up with Ashley. I totally forgot they were together, and I didn't know he was going to Peru. I actually thought he was kind of out of the picture. I really can't keep up with her. Olivia on Instigator, what if Jason pretended to be Holbrook to meet up with Aria? It was a little suspicious that Holbrook didn't show up. Well, I took that to mean that Hannah was the one sending Aria those texts as H. Is that what you guys think? Because that's what I thought. But that got a little bit confusing because that was at the end of the episode in Hannah's house, and it seemed like she was trying to say she was sending those texts, or was she saying that she thought Allie was sending those texts? Please clear that up for me. Hey, Hope, how are you? I'm glad you're in this chat too. If you have any questions or comments, leave them in the chat and I will answer them. Vladimir wants to know, why is Aria always getting a new phone? That is true, but have you noticed they all have like, it looks like they have the iPhone 4 and they all have like the same case, but just in different color. But that may be a clue about Aria, that she's like switching phones, because we know that A has to be someone who has different phones because they're texting from like blocked numbers so that no one ever knows where that's coming from. Eva is saying that she thinks Allie is being framed. I completely agree with you. I think Allie is innocent completely because they keep trying to make her the bad guy and they're being too obvious. And it's just, you know, that's not the truth. Someone's saying that Mrs. D is totally a jerk. Yeah, she's probably one of the biggest villains, even though she's dead, that the show has, even though I don't think we really realize how big of a villain she was while she was alive. And Hope, thank you for enjoying. I already said hello to you. Thank you for enjoying this chat. Okay, let's see. This is Izzy. Aria is a bit too obvious for an option, but it's very believable considering she did take some self-defense classes, yet gave in so easily. And I've kind of forgotten about that. She kind of had that boyfriend who taught her self-defense for a while, and then someone sabotaged him, and he like cut his hand open in the punching bag. Yes. Although who is behind the mask? I think it's Ren. That's a good point, Izzy. Ren has kind of been out of the picture. He kind of goes in and out of every season. I can't even remember when's the last time we saw him. Maybe sometime last summer. But he has been shady, and he has access to medical things because I guess he's a doctor. So there's been so many different things involving A with prescriptions and things like that. So if he's not on the A team, I will be completely shocked. What do you guys think about Ren? I've always thought something was not right with him. And I kind of wondered if Melissa was involved in that because I think they used to date. I get confused with who Melissa's been with, and Melissa hasn't been in the show for a while. I guess we last saw her this summer. Eva says the girls need new phones, and I tweeted that last night. If they are still using the iPhone 4, like what is up with that? They also have like iPhone 6 Pluses, right? I mean, I'm so confused by that. Okay, so what do you guys think about Talia? Talia is the new girl at the Brew, and she seemed to kind of clash with Emily. And at first I thought she was just rude, but then after last night I was like, okay, either she wants to hook up with Emily or maybe she wants to hook up with Ezra, because I don't know, that comment she made about him, was that to like try to see if Emily was a lesbian, or was she like really hitting on him? And then he kind of acted like he liked her. And then sometimes I think she's part of the A team and she's been planted there. So what do you think about Talia? Because I'm not really quite sure yet. Talia, and the other person we need to talk about is Johnny, because Johnny, I think, is going to be Spencer's new love interest. I think that Spencer and Toby are headed for a breakup, maybe for good this time. I'm sorry, because I know a lot of you guys are like huge Spoby shippers, and it's going to kill you if they break up again, but I definitely think that's where they're headed, and I think Johnny's going to be someone that she will hook up with, but I don't know if I can trust him or not. Hello, Steph. How are you? Who is your favorite liar? I've always liked Aria. I actually met Lucy Hale in person in LA and interviewed her, and she was really cool, but I love her style. I think she's really pretty, and she's just always been my favorite. And plus, since she hooked up with Ezra from the beginning, I loved Ezra and I loved them together. And now I think they're kind of a boring couple now, but I used to think they were just so exciting and I just loved everything about them. Okay, someone else is saying that they took a closer look on the masked A's back when he jumped once he shot Ezra in New York, which was mid-season in the summer. It looks a lot like Ren. Oh, this is Izzy. Hello, Izzy. Izzy's saying it looks a lot like Ren. Yeah, she thinks that he's involved. Yes, I've heard people say that before too, because it was like a slim build person. And I definitely think that Ren is a villain and probably could see him being involved in that whole incident with Ezra being shot in New York. So Vladimir is saying that A is using H now. So is that what you guys think? Is H another one of A's pseudonyms? I'm pretty sure A wants to frame Holbrook. Yes, definitely. It was kind of like he's going to go down like the other officer went down and ended up dying. Maybe Allison is A and she's pretending to be in a relationship with Holbrook. That way she gets inside information and to get the attention of her. Yeah, that's the other side of the story. Maybe it's so freaking obvious that Allie is A and we think she's not A, that she is A. Did anyone follow that? Maybe they're being so obvious on person to throw us off, but she really is going to end up being A because in the books, you know, her and her twin are kind of connected to A. So maybe that's it. Okay, so someone else is saying on Instigator they still have an iPhone 4. So yes, they say it's starting not to work anymore. I had an iPhone 4 as well, and the speaker quit working. So I usually keep my iPhones until they die. So I had to get an iPhone 5, but now hopefully I'll get an iPhone 6 pretty soon. So yeah, that happens. I don't think they last very long. All right, so I was getting ready to talk about H, and I still am not really sure who H is, but honestly, if they're going to introduce a new person being H, it's really annoying to me because keeping up with A is enough. I don't really need another person being H. It's just, I don't know. I mean, that's really annoying, but they were texting Aria and they wanted to have her meet up with them, and you're going to have to clear that up with me for me because I'm not sure what Hannah was trying to say at the end of the episode. Was she trying to say that she was H, or is she trying to say she thinks Allie is H? Because all these letters and all these people, it's confusing enough that we have an A team, but now we're going to have an H and a big A and an A team. Like, really? Someone agrees with me about Holbrook, so yes. I think Vladimir was the one with that original theory that, yeah, Holbrook is probably innocent. I don't really understand his dad. I think A was probably the one who made up the fact that his dad was sick. I don't think Holbrook made that up. I don't know where Holbrook is. I think he's going to turn up dead. It's not normal that he's been gone this long. Some people just disappear like Eddie Lamb. Like, where did he go? Because I was for sure that he was dead. And then we've totally dropped his storyline and I haven't heard from him. He was a guy who worked at Radley. Vladimir says, I don't trust Johnny. I feel like he came out of nowhere and with a bang, too suspicious. Yes, and he seems like he knows way too much info. Did you hear him last night? He was talking about knowing stuff about Allie, and he was, I don't know how he could have known that. And then he automatically has a bunch of stuff in common with Spencer. So he's probably a plant to seem like he's probably never even been to Italy. He just wants to seem like he has things in common with Spencer so that he can get her away from Toby. I mean, that's probably A's plan. Eva says if they break up, I'm breaking up with PLL. You must be talking about Spoby. So, and who are your guys' favorite couple? Like, who do you guys ship? Because I always liked Ezria. They were my faves. Like I said, I'm kind of bored with them right now. But I like Spoby together. I just don't think I'll be like killed if they break up. But I do like them. I think he's being a little bit mean right now. I understand he's trying to protect Spencer and Caleb and everyone, but he was kind of mean in last night's episode. So many letters. Someone is saying in all caps, like, yes, so many letters. I can't take it. All right. So let's see. All right. The Mona phone alerts. Let's talk about that. Do you think that Mona orchestrated these alarms to go off with the GPS coordinates to take them to the storage facility to find the barrel? Do you think she orchestrated all of this, or do you think this was A? I honestly think this is A. I think A wanted them to find that rental property storage unit so that they would come across those bloody clothes and the barrel and all of that. I think it's one huge setup. Like Spencer said, everything just looked too neat and tidy in there, and that is like a red flag to me. So I think that definitely that's a complete setup. Someone is saying, Izzy again, hey, it all led back to Hannah's mom. H could be for Hannah or Holbrook, and he's probably just getting framed. Sad to say, because I did like him at first, Holbrook. Yeah, he's a cute guy. I think he's just mega shady, and maybe he's just really conceited. He may not be a bad guy. I don't know. They've kind of painted him to be a bad guy, but I don't know how bad of a guy He is. Oh, hey, Dime, what's up? Talia, he said, Talia wants Emily's goodies. Dime, I enjoy your tweets on Twitter. They are so funny. Talia, probably. I think she's trying to hook up with Emily. I feel that. All right. Let's see. Eva, when you say he read the news, what are you talking about? Let me know and I'll get back to you. Okay. What else do we need to talk about here? Okay, Caleb, let's just talk about how shady he is, because like that woman in the storage unit place, she totally recognized him. She thought maybe she had him in class or something. And he was like, oh, no. Like he tried to play it off. And I don't think Spencer caught it. But, you know, in last week's episode, we find out that he was accused of murder and he got off for that. I don't know if he just has like a shady past, a criminal past in general, and PLL wants to make us think that he's involved with the A-team, or if we should be concerned that he's part of the A-team. Mega shady is a good term. Thank you, whoever said that. So what do you think about Caleb? Because he's so likable and I want to like him, but I don't know. They keep dropping all these little hints and they're not like overly obvious hints, but they're dropping these hints and I don't know what they mean by that. I really don't want to think he's on the A-team. I will say that I'm super glad that Ravenswood is over, because I struggled trying to watch that and it literally drove me nuts. And I really don't like supernatural things. I mean, I can handle some vampire shows every now and then, but I really can't deal with Ravenswood. I didn't like it. So I'm not really surprised that it didn't survive. And I'm sorry if you were a fan, because I just really wasn't. And I'm glad they don't really reference that anymore. And something else that they're referencing and driving me crazy with is the entire Paige and Emily saga. And I'm wondering, like, that package that Emily was mailing Paige, was there more to it than just like her swim goggles and CDs? Because they kept mentioning that. Like, what's up with that? Paige always kind of drove me nuts, and I'm glad that they took her off the show, or she's off the show. A lot of people think she's part of the A-team. What do you guys think? Let me know. I'm glad she's gone, but what's annoying to me is that she's off the show, yet people keep mentioning her. People being Emily. Emily will not let it go. Like Frozen, she needs to let it go. Caleb is beautiful, Dime says, but he was being a girl in the last episode. What do you mean by that? H is Jason, in my opinion, according to Dime. Yeah, I could see that. I don't think that Jason is on the A-team, but I think he maybe trying to dig up some information. I don't know if it's because of his mom or what, like to defend her death. I don't know. Oh, Eva says that Johnny read the news and found out about Allie. Yeah, I could see that. He may just be some weirdo who like reads stuff online about murder cases and stuff and was interested in it, and now he like all wants to be a part of it. I don't know. I'm getting a bad vibe for him, and he was honestly freaking me out when he was digging through the trash for art supplies and whatever. That was really weird. Emily says that, oh, that's cool, that Caleb is an umbrella, and Olivia says that's because umbrellas give shade. So that's a new one for me. I like that. Very good. Yeah, he's totally shady. So, you know, when they were in that storage unit, they find out from that woman that a person with long blonde hair or blonde hair has been coming into like this smelly storage unit. And you first want to say, oh yeah, that's Allie. But obviously people are wearing wigs all the time in this show to look like Allie. So it's probably not her. And let's just talk about Pastor Ted again. And how funny was that scene when he was talking to Hannah and he was like, look, we need to talk. And she thought that he knew about the Jason Ashley hookup, which he didn't. So thankfully she didn't spill the beans about that. But he just wanted to say he wanted to propose to her mom, which is really sad because he's a really good guy and her mom has a lot of issues. And I just felt like really bad for him. Because, I mean, what do you think? Do you like Pastor Ted? Do you think that they will end up getting engaged? Hey, Rocio, I hope I'm saying your name right on YouTube. Thanks for joining us. And Dime is totally agreeing with me by saying that Ravenswood was trash. It was, and I tried so hard to like it, but I love Caleb, but he can't carry an entire show because really no one else from PLL was in it. And like I said, I didn't like the supernatural stuff, and Mrs. Grunwald drives me incredibly crazy. I cannot deal with her. What do you guys think about Pastor Ted? There's been a time when I thought, well, maybe he's kind of shady, but I don't really think that anymore. I just think he's like a super nice guy. And I feel like his chances with Ashley are really going to be over when he finds out she hooked up with Jason. Let's talk more about this barrel. Let me know. Tell me right now, do you think that Mona's body's in there? And I will ask you once again, because we have some new people in the room. Do you think if she is in there, do you think she is pickled or dissolved? Do you think we'll find out in the next episode? I don't know. I'm not really sure if I think that she's in there or not. I think it's disgusting if she is, but Mrs. Grunwald kind of said she was like, didn't she kind of allude to the fact that she might be in water? So maybe that's kind of what they are saying. Rocio says, I said your name right. Awesome. Okay, great. Tell me some more about H. Like, do you think H is another A person, or who do you think H is? And then we're going to have to keep dealing, because that is crazy. So Toby, like I said, he was kind of mean in this episode. He threw Spencer's phone at the Scrabble board, but I get what he's doing. I mean, but what really bothered me too is that when she was talking about going to college and she said she might go like to Hawaii or somewhere, and he is not like down for keeping their relationship alive. He is not into LDRs or long distance relationships, which she seemed really sad about. And that's another reason I think they're going to break up, because he doesn't really want to deal with it long, like a distance. Okay, so what do you guys think? Do you think they're headed for a breakup? All right, someone is saying that Paige did visit Mona's little army. Yeah, she did. I remember her going to that meeting with like Lucas, though it didn't really stick. She hasn't done much to prove herself, they say. Like, she's fully on the liar's side. Yeah, I think she's kind of neutral. I don't think she's part of the A team, but I think all that drama kind of drove her nuts. And I think obviously, as she said it, her parents were worried about her, so they wanted her to move to California where things were safer. All right, another comment here on Instigator is, I like Ted, but I can't stop thinking that the Marin family might be more involved with the De Laurentises in a different way, so I don't see a happy ending for those two. Yeah, there's some huge connection between Ashley and Mrs. D and that whole family. I'm just trying to put the pieces together, because there's definitely something going on. Olivia says, ever notice how all the liars' parents were divorced except for Emily's? Probably means nothing, but it's still a bit weird. Yeah, I don't know if that's just a reflection of modern society or if that means something. Someone's saying, I think it's just another A trap with maybe an animal inside that barrel. That's kind of what I think. I think it's like a pig or something. I don't think it's Mona. I really don't. And somebody also on Instigator, and like I said, leave me your name so I know who's making these comments so I can give you a shout out. But maybe she's just shoved in there. Maybe there's no liquid. I don't know. All of it's gross. Maybe they won't show us. I'm hoping it's like a pig or something. Rocio wants to know, and we were winding down here. We have like less than 3 minutes, and this has been so much fun, so thank you guys. Rocio wants to know, how did I get into PLL? Well, actually, I saw an ad maybe like in Teen Vogue or something, and right before it started, I was like, this looks like such a good show, and I saw the previews, and I was like, I'm going to tune in. So I have been watching it live for however many years it's been on from the beginning, so I really love it. And I always buy it on iTunes as well, so then I watch it twice. So I really study and keep up with the entire storyline. Eva says, if Spencer goes to Hawaii, then I think it's Troyon, that's how you say the girl who plays her part, better get a tan. Yeah, she's really, really pale. Dime is ready for Spencer to get a new man. Toby turns him way off. Yeah, I'm not a huge Toby fan. Sorry, guys. I've never been really, really into Toby. The only time I was excited by Toby was when I thought that he was A. That made me really excited. But now I guess he's not. All right, so we have a little bit less than 2 minutes. Let's see if we have any more. If you want to get your comments in and you want me to respond, quickly comment so I can respond to you. And I review all of the PLL episodes every week on YouTube. So if you're finding me on Instigator, be sure to subscribe to me on YouTube so you don't miss any of my episodes. I'm getting ready to record another one tonight, so that should be up either tonight or tomorrow. And I respond to everyone, so it's kind of like this, except I'm not responding to you live. I'll respond to you in comments. So I love like hearing your theories, and I love chatting about that with you. Okay, so let me check to see if I have any last minute comments. Let's think about oh yeah, I mean, I thought it was really sad that Ashley told Pastor Ted that she needed a minute when he presented like that beautiful ring and asked her to marry him. I felt so bad for him, and then she made Hannah walk him out, and I was like, why are you being so rude, girl? Let's see. We just have like, a few seconds left. Vladimir thinks that Holbrook is in the barrel. I like that. That may be true. Oh my gosh, like what a twist would that be? I'm really liking that. I'm sorry, Dime is a girl. I'm so sorry. I apologize for that. I apologize. Eva ships Spencer with anyone. And you're going to have to probably ship her and Johnny because that's probably going to happen. Rocio says that I hope Arya is A. And I do too. That would be so awesome. So we have like just a few seconds left. And I want to thank all of you for joining me. This has been so much fun. And find me on YouTube. I will see you guys next week at 6 o'clock. Bye. It actually went over. I'm just gonna get up. I thought I was supposed to only go to 6:30, but we kept going.
Did you turn it off?
I don't know. I just closed all the windows. Oh my God. They said I had like a few, I don't know. I'm so confused.
I'm unleashing the dog.
Okay. I had a lot of people talking on that.
So you done broadcasting or what?
Well, I guess it was supposed to end at.
Well, if you close YouTube and all the other bullshit?
Yeah, I think so. Let me make sure. Let me just go to another thing. Yeah. I don't know. It was weird because it was counting me down. And it said I had like 10 seconds left. And then I look at, like, you know, because I'm trying to monitor all these windows. And then I look at the clock and it's 6:30 something. That's not good. Like I brought up that window and I'm like still on there. I don't know. They can probably still hear me. Who knows?
Kill it.
I've killed everything.
Kill the window, kill the program.